Hello and welcome on House News with me, Dedi Ramadan. In this episode, we'll present you the latest information coming from the House of Representatives of the Republic of Indonesia. And now, let's see the headlines for today. At the end of the term of office, the House remains committed to concluding all discussions on the draft law, ensuring timely and thorough completion. In a discussion with the Ministry of Foreign Affairs, the House elaborated the agenda on hosting the upcoming second Indonesia-Pacific Parliamentary Friendship event. A number of researchers and environmental activists emphasized the contribution of local wisdom in addressing the challenges of climate change in Indonesia. In addition to legislative tasks, budgeting, and oversight function, the House is also actively participating in parliamentary diplomacy on the global platform. Hundreds of millions of people from around the world are about to celebrate the Lunar New Year and the arrival of the Year of the Dragon. The House is committed to completing the discussion on the draft laws in the final term of 2019 to 2024. This commitment needs a collaborative effort between the legislative and the government. Entering the end of the term of office, the House is fully committed to continuing the discussion of draft laws taking place within the legislative committees and in ad hoc committees. Member of Commission 10 of the House, Lydia Hanifa Amalia, says the discussion of draft laws will continue until the end of the term, which is on September 30, 2024. Lydia explains the progress of draft laws relies not only on the Parliament but also on how government respond to the legislative process.
Ya, pertama, ini kan sebenarnya di RUU prioritas banyak yang luncuran dalam artian bahwa belum selesai, udah separuh selesai. Tinggal diteruskan nanti oleh komisi-komisi. Terus kemudian juga ada yang sudah di tahapan harmonisasi, tinggal pembahasan pemerintah. Kalau kita bicara RUU sebenarnya bukan cuma domain DPR karena dalam Undang-Undang Dasar kita disebutkan bahwa DPR bersama dengan pemerintah. Jadi kalau pemerintahnya cepat, meresponnya juga itu akan cepat. Kalau pemerintahnya lambat ya apa boleh buat. Jadi kalau masyarakat mempertanyakan, ini kan lagi kampanye, ntar nggak ada yang ngebahas. Memang kalau periode kampanye juga cuma tinggal sebulan lagi selesai habis itu kan, dan akan kembali menjalankan tugas karena anggota DPR RI itu akhir masa jabatannya itu adalah 30 September 2024.
Furthermore, Lydia mentions Commission 10 will continue to discuss draft laws regarding regional languages and tourism laws. She hopes the effort is a proof that the House works maximally to achieve the targets for draft laws amid the political uncertainties in 2024. Adila and Christio, TVR Parlemen, report. BKSAP of the House and the Ministry of Foreign Affairs emphasized their commitment to humanitarian values in the Pacific region as reflected in the agenda of the upcoming second Indonesia-Pacific Parliamentary Partnership. Vice Chairperson of BKSAP of the House Sukamta explains countries in the Pacific region have played a role in Papua affairs. Therefore, he encourages Indonesia's active contribution to the Pacific region to facilitate the prosperity of the country.
Nah, juga tidak kalah pentingnya adalah saya kira ikut partisipasi di kawasan Pasifik. Jadi kita akan ada Indonesia Pacific Parliamentarian Forum yang akan diadakan tahun ini, insya Allah ya. Di situ nanti kita berharap negara-negara Pasifik dan Indonesia mungkin akan membuat semacam assembly yang pada gilirannya akan rutin dilakukan pertemuan itu. Nah, selama ini negara-negara Pasifik ini berperan sangat signifikan dalam urusan Papua ya. Engagement kita ke Pasifik ini menjadi lebih penting karena negara-negara Pasifik ini kebanyakan sistemnya parlementer ya, sehingga sikap mereka menjadi lebih pro Indonesia, itu harapan kita.
Furthermore, Sukamta requests the government to support PKSAP programs politically, economically, and socially. From Bogor, Zia Ulbar, TVR Parlemen, report. BKSAP of the House affirms Indonesia's wealth of local wisdom can be effectively utilized for taking action against climate change. This is presented as evidence of commitment to addressing climate change issues on the global platform. Vice Chairperson of the Committee for Interparliamentary Cooperation or BKSAP of the House, Putu Supatmarudana states local wisdom practices in Indonesia have given positive impact in supporting climate change actions. This aligns with the commitment of countries worldwide, including Indonesia, under the Paris Agreement. Indonesian local wisdom does not exploit but focuses on synergy and harmony with nature. Therefore, Indonesian local wisdom needs to be continuously voiced in various international forums to encourage collaboration among Indonesian and global communities in addressing climate change.
Juga kita menyampaikan filosofi-filosofi yang ada di Indonesia. Nah, karena memang kebetulan saya dari Bali, kearifan lokal Bali seperti konsep subak atau irigasi pengairan juga memberi contoh. Tidak menggunakan energi yang merusak lingkungan ataupun fossil fuel, tapi bersinergi dengan alam dengan menggunakan gravitasi, air mengalir dari gunung, dari danau menuju laut, tapi mengaliri semua sawah yang ada.
In addition, Putu Supatma also highlights slow commitment of developed countries in realizing funding for developing countries for climate change action as promised in 2020. Each country needs multilateral cooperation to maintain global warming below 1.5 degrees Celsius. Rifki Magdudi, TVR Parlemen, report. When we return, we'll bring you more updates on the parliamentary diplomacy only on House News. Through the Committee for Interparliamentary Cooperation, the House expresses the nation's political position in international forums, promoting diplomatic dialogue and strengthening Indonesia's representation. Vice Chairperson of BKSAP of the House, Gilang Dila Farares, points out lack of understanding in society regarding the role of parliamentary diplomacy in voicing national interests during international gatherings such as IPA and IPU. Gilang says BKSAP of the House has been contributing to winning global competition, advocating social justice, and promoting cooperation with friendly nations in various international platforms.
Ke depan juga banyak event-event nasional dan ini kita kasih tahu ke masyarakat. Jadi biar masyarakat bisa tahu bahwa DPR itu kerjanya apa sih. Dan ini juga satu bentuk kita sebagai parlemen DPR bukti transparansi sehingga masyarakat tahu DPR itu ke luar negeri bukan cuma jalan-jalan, bukan, tapi kita melaksanakan diplomasi kita. Kita ketemu parlemen di luar dan kita meyakinkan mereka untuk melaksanakan yang kita inginkan. Gitu.
Furthermore, Gilang adds the role of parliamentary diplomacy at the university level can provide benefits to enhance educational cooperation with other countries, for instance, through student exchange programs and scholarships. The awareness regarding parliamentary diplomacy will continue to be emphasized to enhance public understanding. From Central Java, Anggun Budi, TVR Parlemen, report. The Legislative Committee affirms the commitment to producing effective legislation throughout its term of office, highlighting dedication to address important issues and serve public interest. Vice Chairperson of the Legislation Committee of the House, Willy Aditya, mentions in 2022, the House passed the law on sexual violence crime, showing that the House prioritized democratic principles and political will between the legislative and the government. In formulating this policy, the House and the government not only focus on punishment, but also other aspects such as the rights of sexual violence victims.
Nah ini, kita bisa melakukan ini. Jadi kalau ada pertanyaan-pertanyaan tentang, oh bisa nggak ini cepat? Oh ini kenapa lambat? Nah, sekali lagi, kita harus memahami bagaimana prosedur pembuatan undang-undang di DPR sendiri. Karena DPR bukan hanya satu-satunya yang mengusulkan undang-undang, tapi juga ada pihak pemerintah. Nah di sini kemudian tergantung bagaimana pertarungan dan political will dari pihak yang berkepentingan. Dan yang terakhir bagaimana kita bersama-sama. Let's walk hand in hand. DPR adalah ruang pertarungan politik.
In addition, Willy Aditya says it takes time for the House to draft the law, starting from the collection of academic papers to the final approval. Not to mention the debates and arguments during the bill discussion from both the Parliament and the government, as well as other stakeholders related to the bill. TVR Parliament team report. As a country prone to high natural disasters, the National Disaster Management Agency has received 38 reports of disasters in Indonesia within a few weeks in 2024. Member of Commission 5 of the House Novita Wijayanti reminds the government and the public to always remain alert, especially in areas that are prone to disasters. In addition, she urges the National Agency for Disaster Management to work efficiently in preventing and mitigating natural disasters. Furthermore, Novita asked the Agency for Meteorology, Climatology and Geophysics to provide fast information to the public about bad weather leading to natural disasters.
Sehingga perlu sekali seperti BMKG itu bisa mitigasi sebelum adanya bencana, sebetulnya bisa memberi informasi bagaimana satu cuaca, bagaimana kemudian pergerakan yang ada di bumi, itu alat-alatnya juga harus bekerja dengan maksimal. Apalagi saya kebetulan bermitra dengan BMKG, berharap sekali alat-alat yang dibeli itu bisa digunakan secara maksimal untuk melihat bagaimana situasi yang terkini, sehingga masyarakat dan stakeholder bisa antisipasi apa yang harus dilakukan sebelum adanya bencana. Tetapi karena beberapa titik juga sudah terjadi bencana, harapannya harus ada quick response, baik dari BMKG maupun dari Basarnas, BNPB dan lain sebagainya, untuk segera bisa membantu titik-titik yang baru ada bencana atau yang dulu sudah pernah ada bencana dan sekarang terulang kembali.
Additionally, Novita recommends local governments to relocate residents living in disaster-prone areas and provide replacement buildings. Bani and Ade, TVR Parlemen, report. Stay tuned on House News for more interesting stories right after the break. Lunar New Year is one of the most important celebrations in East and Southeast Asian cultures. The event is filled with family reunions, visits to family and friends, food and gifts over several days. Millions of people all over the world are gearing up to celebrate Chinese New Year. The new lunar calendar will mean wiping clean the past 12 months and opening the door to an exciting new year. New Year traditions and customs vary in different regions and countries. Parades and performances, people in traditional costumes, and plenty of fireworks and firecrackers, which are said to ward off evil spirits. Lion dances and dragon dances are widely seen in China and Chinatowns in many Western countries during the Lunar New Year period. They are performed to bring prosperity and good luck for the upcoming year. Honoring the dead is a Chinese New Year's traditions. Many Chinese people visit ancestors' graves on the day before the Chinese New Year's Day, offer sacrifices to ancestors before the reunion dinner. Chinese New Year is a time for families to be together. People are expected to be home to celebrate the festival with their families. The Chinese New Year's Eve dinner is called reunion dinner. The families sit around round tables and enjoy the food and time together. During Chinese New Year celebrations, various food dishes are served. Most Chinese people believe the food served can bring good luck and happiness to life. Every food in China represents something. These are the most important Chinese New Year's foods and their meanings. Every Chinese New Year celebration, mandarin oranges will always be served. They are a symbol of ever-growing prosperity and fortune. Thus, typical Chinese food is often served complete with leaves as a symbol of life and well-being. Made from glutinous rice, the sweet cake is also referred to as the Chinese New Year cake. The texture is made to be sticky, as it was once used to throw at the mouth of the kitchen god to prevent him from opening his mouth and saying terrible things. On Chinese New Year, it is said to bring families together and strengthen their bond, as well as stopping them from saying something terrible at the table. This little dish is found on the table of almost every Chinese household on the eve of the New Year. It is made of rice noodles that are sautéed in soy sauce with seafood and vegetables. The long strands of noodles represent longevity in life. Families will say prayer and ask for blessing before consuming this traditional Chinese meal. The next typical Chinese cuisine is sweet served in octagonal box or container. These octagonal sweets are often referred to as the tree of happiness. The presence of this sweet has many meanings, such as candied lotus seeds symbolizing fertility and candied lychees as a symbol of strong family. As Indonesia welcomes the Year of the Dragon, various spots are preparing their Lunar New Year feast. Let's explore the different cities infused with delightful Chinese vibes. With much Chinese cultural heritage scattered across the country, Indonesia is the right place to celebrate the festivities of Lunar New Year. There are so many destinations in Indonesia for you to share some wonderful moments in Jakarta, Semarang, and Singkawang. Petak Sembilan is a vibrant street market located in Glodok, Jakarta's Chinatown. It is a street market where people can find many authentic Chinese products like flying lanterns and delicious Chinese cuisines like salted cuttlefish and fried tofu. The area is lined with houses set along the narrow streets. Take a stroll through the Petak Sembilan to experience the daily life of the locals. Sampokong is a historical landmark in Semarang. Established by Chinese Admiral Zhang He, this temple offers unique architecture and beautiful pagodas. The temple is painted with a magnificent red color and crowned with a triple-layer pagoda-style roof typical of East Asian culture. The surrounding area is thick with incense smoke, giving the feel of being in China. One of the oldest temples in Indonesia is the Tridharma Bumiraya Temple that established in 1878, dedicated to the god of the forest. The best time to visit Tridharma Bumiraya Monastery is during Cap Gome or the Chinese New Year. It is because tourists can watch and join the local events and unique rituals done by the locals. And that's the House News for today. Thank you for watching, and I'll see you in the next episode of House News only on TVR Parlemen.